So I don't only want to hear your votes, I want to hear your voices. So I'd like someone who, who voted to share with me what they were thinking. First, we'll start with someone who voted C. Monitoring is for management, evaluation is for accountability. Someone, yeah.
Yeah, I voted C. I'm Shola from Nigeria. Monitoring is it's used to improve program continuously. So it's a tool for management decision.
Okay. So monitoring is kind of a continual process that's used to improve the program, and it's used by management. And evaluation isn't necessarily.
Yeah, evaluation is
Okay.
maybe at the end of the program.
Okay.
Like,
Did someone choose one of the other options? Perhaps B? Yeah.
Not choose, but actually for me it was like both B and C, like in monitoring and evaluation, because evaluation is like kind of like for the objectivity, it's good if it's conducted externally rather than internally. The reliability of the data becomes more kind of like stronger.
Right.
So I thought that B is equally perhaps applicable for defining both.
Right. So if the evaluation is for accountability, it's going to be a lot more legitimate if it's conducted externally. That makes sense. Yeah. Other thoughts? Who selected other? Maybe other is all of the above. Maybe, I don't know. Someone select other. Have other thoughts.
I selected other,
Okay.
but just because I don't think that A, B, and C are correct.
Okay. Do you have a sense of what?
Well, I think there are different things, so I didn't select A. I think the second one I have a different view, because I didn't read it as evaluation would be more impartial if it's external, but I don't think it needs to necessarily be external, so I didn't choose this option. And C, I think both monitoring and evaluation can be used for management and accountability, so
Yeah.
I went for other.
Okay. So a parallel that I like to draw is with this course is you all did this little quiz at the beginning. That was a little assessment, and we have a baseline measure, and then at the end we'll give you a similar quiz, and we'll see kind of how things have improved. To us, that's an evaluation. We're not going to look at the results of your quiz right now and make a change to this program today, or to this course this week. We'll look at it, after the course is over and revisit, which lectures are working, which case studies are working. We consider that an evaluation. It's not conducted externally, it's conducted internally, and it's not necessarily for anyone holding us accountable. No one is funding this course other than you. You are the ones to hold us accountable. This is for us to kind of improve our evaluation, our course kind of in chunks. We complete a course, then we try to make improvements for the next time we administer the course. Then we have the clickers, which kind of give us really quick response on what people are thinking, their level of knowledge. So many of these have been more like opinion poll questions. None of the things that we've asked so far are right and wrong. However, as we go through the course, we'll have a few of these polling questions where there actually is a right answer and there are some wrong answers. And if people are getting the right answers, we can move on. If they're getting the wrong answers, then we can adjust our teaching immediately. Right? The lecturer can see that everyone chose D when in fact it was C, and then they can kind of revisit, maybe go back a few slides. So that maybe we would consider monitoring. That's giving us immediate, continuous feedback that we can respond to quite quickly. Overall, I think they overlap quite a bit. But overall, we're going to not be talking about monitoring per se, although it will come up in something that we call process evaluation. All right. So what do we consider the components of program evaluation? So we use a framework that's in this textbook about evaluation by Rossi and co-authors. We'll put a link to that on the site. So the first component is a needs assessment. What is the problem? Identify that there is a problem, first of all, and then figure out exactly what that problem is. I mean, I'm sure that you're all aware, and it's kind of striking that we see this again and again. How many programs or policies are designed to address problems that actually don't exist if you just look at the data? It's a little bit vague, but I'll explain it later. Program theory assessment. That's the second component of program evaluation. How, in theory, does the program fix the problem? Now, this doesn't necessarily involve the collection of new data. It may be just simply a process of documenting your assumptions, documenting what you're thinking, as you are going through the process of designing the program, or if you've already designed the program or policy, as you're going through the process of figuring out what is it that I need to evaluate to see whether this program is working, whether and why it's working or why it's not working. Process evaluation. This actually does overlap with monitoring quite a bit. These are data that you collect as the program is going on to see if it is being implemented in the way that you thought it would be implemented. And then impact evaluation. Were its goals achieved? What is the impact of this program? Did it work, and what was the magnitude? And then this is kind of like the meta-analysis. Once you've completed your impact evaluation and you have some sense of the cost of your program, now you can make a decision of whether this is not just an effective program, but whether it's cost-effective relative to other alternatives that you could have gone with. There's many, many, many options that we could have chosen to attack this particular problem. Probably we don't have the resources to choose all of the options. We have to choose some of the options. We have to make trade-offs. And perhaps cost-effectiveness analysis is one method of allowing us to make those trade-offs. Okay, so I have another question for you. Oh, interesting.